How's it going, everybody? Joe Sanok here from practiceofthepractice.com, where we are helping people come up with innovative ideas to start, grow, and scale private practices. Today, we are talking all about naming a practice. Now, the name of your practice is one of the most important things that you can land on, but also people often get hung up on it, and they take way too long to name their practice. I actually named my practice Sanok Counseling PLLC, which is one of the most boring names ever. But later on, I figured out, oh, I like the name Mental Wellness Counseling, and mentalwellnesscounseling.com was available. So I ended up buying the URL and filing what's called a DBA, doing business as, so that I can be Sanok Counseling PLLC, doing business as Mental Wellness Counseling. So first, realize that naming your practice, although you may give it your best shot, if you change your mind later on, you can always change it. It's easy. Now, here's a couple quick tips for you in regards to naming a practice. First, you don't want to use your own name, because if you ever want to grow and scale and add other people to your practice, you often are going to be limited if you use your own name, because people are always going to want to see the owner of the practice instead of just a general counselor there. And so if it's your own name, it sets you apart in a number of ways that you just don't need, and that's that they only want to see you. It's going to be harder to scale. And also, it's not going to be great for SEO, for search engine optimization. If people are Googling your name already, they probably already know your name. And so it's not going to really help you out. So don't name a practice after yourself. Second, you want to use the term counseling, therapy, psychotherapy, psychology, whatever your field is, so that it can help not only with SEO, which isn't as important as it used to be, but also for just clarity. I've been on so many websites where you get to their website and it's like, happypeople.com, let's say, and they're a counseling practice, and it doesn't say counseling, it doesn't say therapy. You have no idea what they do without scrolling down. You want it to be abundantly clear on your website that you are doing counseling, you're doing therapy, that you're a counselor, you're a therapist, that is what you do. Because you could just as easily be a massage therapist, a chiropractor, you could be a funeral home. So many websites are not clear. And so if you have counseling and therapy in your URL, in your name, in all over kind of that front page above the fold, it's going to make it so much easier for people to know exactly what you do. Third, don't be boring. So many people just come up with these really boring names and have really boring websites. You want to stand out. You want people to say, I remember that name. So really seek to not be boring as much as you can when you're naming your practice. Which leads me to do a market evaluation in your area. Look at what other counseling practices are named. If they're called child and family counseling, coastal counseling, water's edge counseling, willow tree counseling, those all kind of blend together. And you want to really differentiate yourself to stand out from the rest of the other practices. Because if you sound too much like a different practice, people are going to confuse you, you're not going to attract the right clients, and it's going to be really hard to get the kind of clients you want. So find unique things about you, about your specialty, about your niche, that you can incorporate into the name of your practice. And then lastly, I want you to do this exercise. Just pull out a sheet of paper, pull out a journal or something, and in your journal, just put everything that comes to mind first when you think about your ideal client. So say you help people dealing with anxiety. Write down all the things that come to mind: panic attack, anxiety, worry, and come up with all those different things. Then think about the outcome of counseling with you. So when people are less stressed, less anxious, less filled with anxiety, what are all the ideas that come to mind for that? What are all the things then about yourself that come to mind when you would describe yourself? Are you a grounded person? Are you a calm person? Are you an introverted person? Are you extroverted? Are you loud? Are you confrontational? What kind of person are you when it comes to your therapy practice? And then when you think about it, if it were a group practice, what would you want that practice to be as a group? Brainstorm all of those ideas. So you're just doing a gigantic word dump. Then what I want you to do with all those words is go to thesaurus.com and start to look at other words that go with that. At this point, you're literally just acquiring words. Sometimes people find it helpful to have one of those big, like 18 by 11 sheets of paper to have it be really giant. Other people will use Post-it notes so that they can kind of put them all together and have therapy counseling and switch it around to see what sounds good. Really, you want to get a whole mashup of words and play with those words and see what seems to fit well for you. All right, so that's what I want you to do. that's the activity that I want you to do. If you are starting a practice, we have some awesome free resources over at practiceofthepractice.com/start. We have a 28-step checklist on exactly what to do when you're launching a practice. We have a video that helps you look at how to evaluate your market. And we have paced out emails that will help you take each step to go from, I want to start a practice, to actually starting a practice. So again, head on over to practiceofthepractice.com/start. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have an awesome week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.